We're going to talk Gen 2 STI mag tuning today. There's a couple different parts to this, but we'll go through them all, how we quickly do that tuning here. This is a how-to video, so you can retune mags you bought from us, or you can tune them from zero. There should be enough information here to do all of that. This is a 2011 mag that we cut away so we could see what was going on. You can see that the rounds are double stacked, right? Double stack magazine. At the top of a 2011 mag, the last 3 rounds stack up vertically in a single stack fashion. So that being said, this dimension here is critical, and we need the bullets here to be nearly on top of each other and not side by side. When they get side by side, the spring won't have enough pressure when the mag's fully loaded to overcome that. So a little bit of tuning here goes a long way in making these mags super reliable and work really, really well. What to know about it is over time, as these mags hit the ground and stay loaded, they're going to give some of that back. So a retune probably every 6 months is called for. I retune all my mag sets, the whole thing, feed lips, everything, A to Z, every 6 months. So keep that in mind. But what we're trying to do is get this dimension square, the feed lip dimension square, and then this dimension square so they fit in the gun. So these are 2 mags that we tuned earlier. These have the dimensions on them, so they'll be there. Hopefully you can read them. These are the feed lip dimensions, 355 to 3, and I want 10 minus 10 in the back, so 345 on the 9mm, 380 and 370. These are all plus or minus 5, so I take 385 or possibly 375. I like them on the plus side. 360 would be okay, and 350 would be okay. And then this is the critical dimension here. So right here, we take the calipers. I like to lock them in and do all my mags at once. So I lock them in at 1 inch. So just, you got a little lock usually on your calipers, set them up. I put a dot right above the 1 inch mark, or just a tad high, but that's all right. So that little dot there at the bottom of that's gonna be my point. I'm gonna measure that. So zero my calipers, make sure I'm good. Non-zero calipers are often a problem, so always triple check that you're getting good numbers. I'm at the bottom, I'm going to measure this. I've got 569. I really want 560 in a 9mm. Same thing on a 40 cal. In fact, I lost the mark, so we'll put a new one in here. I only have a fat marker, so this might not be the best. Thinner markers are better. So we'll bring my calipers down to 1. Again, we're pretty close right here. This is going to be tricky with a fat marker. I'll remeasure what I got there. So I'm going to be just underneath that. Know that I'm a little high. I'm 6'11". I want 600. So I'm going to show you how to squeeze the tubes on 2 tubes that haven't been done. Those were done earlier, because these tubes are going to be a little more in depth. You'll actually get a good idea of how to squeeze them. If you want to make your life simple, do the feed lips first. So this isn't a feed lip tuning video. We have lots of those out there. This is 350 on a 9, so that's right in there. This is 378, which is just a tad under. So somebody might have tuned those for me, which is good. That speeds this up, but use the mag pliers. There's plenty of videos that we've got out there on how to tune the mag. So I'm at the plus side there a little bit. When I squeeze this, those will come in, and then I'll have to bring them out, and then I might have to squeeze this again. There's a little bit of give and take there. And then more with the 40 cal than the 9, when we squeeze the bodies, they're going to change the shape up top a little bit, and they're not going to want to fit in the grips, and we'll have to adjust there, potentially. Hopefully, we'll make it. We'll do one so that you see that. And there's a couple ways to do that. But let's do the 9mm first. I'm going to measure here. This is 30 thou, 32 thou high. So the simplest thing that you might have at home is just mag pins, or magwell pins, and you're gonna wreck them, so don't use good ones. Put the center spot of the pin pretty much in the spot where the mark is at 1 inch, and then I'm gonna pinch with my vise just below that. So you see my vise lips make contact just below that. You're gonna crank on these pretty good. It's gonna take a bunch to bring those, and they're gonna wanna spring back a little. If you had time, I would do them, I think in a perfect world, if I was doing them at home, it was my match set or something. I would do them, let them sit overnight and check them in the morning. They're probably gonna give a little bit back. If they give 5 or 8 thou, 10 thou back, it's not the end of the world. So I'm still a little thick here. So we'll go again. Better to go slow and not wreck a mag. So just again, if you're doing them at home, the first couple you do are going to be slow. You'll get much better at it as time goes on. That's just how it works. We're still just a little bit. So I'm going to get after it this time. I think the guys here have a magic turn number, what it takes to get those to go, and I don't know what that number is. And it matters what your vise is, so I wouldn't. So I'm a little under here, but I'll tell you that I'm going to be narrow here, right? That pinch that way up. So I'm just going to come back, my mag pliers. I'm still way, I mean, I can see that that's not good. We're still a little under here. This should bring it back. So I went further there than I wanted to. I would avoid that. So just go slow if you're doing it at home. Still need another 10 thou. What you do is you want to keep the general shape of these tubes. You don't want the shape to get way messed up. There we go. That's going to be close. Yep. I love that number. That looks good. And then we'll come back and measure this number. And then the real test, we're still under here, so we're good. Drops. That mag's done. Good to go. Again, if you had time, I'd leave it overnight, see what happens in the morning. So just to recap on 9mm, that number we want at 5.560. And then I want the feed lips 355 minus 10 for the back and plus or minus 5. On a 40, that we got queued up here, I got to come 50 thou in, which was what the last one we did was. That's a fair amount. That is a bunch. So this is going to misshape this body some, and you'll see how we get those to come back up in the gun. I'm close here, 16 thou. So now I'm going to be a little more gentle. Again, these things spring, and over time you're going to have to reset them a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. You can kind of feel them move too, so feel it move a whole bunch. You probably did move it. Again, this process I'm doing of going slow and just working on them much better than squeezing one and wrecking one. Getting close, 10 thou away. Being a little under here would be okay. It's bringing my feed lips in, so I'm going to open my feed lips up to just over what I need. And you'll see that that bends here at the top more than it does on the tube part, but it still moves the tube some. So I'm at 81. I'm going to take that to a top number of high 80s, low 90s. And then I'm going to squeeze the tube the last little bit, and it should all just come together. These don't want to move on the last bit here. All right, 93. Squeeze that tube. See if we get that last 10 thou out of the tube, and we'll bring that, those feed lips will come in some part of that. 614, we're super close. I'd take 605, somewhere in that zone. I probably wouldn't go much bigger than that. And then if you number all your mags, I would keep a log of where they're at, just so you have an idea. That's helpful over time, just to know how much they're moving. Everybody's mags are moving around a little bit. So 604, I'm okay with that. Now this probably isn't fitting in here, so it's just barely sticky. So what happens when you pinch this is it rounds out here. You can do it in the vise or with a hammer. The guys in the back like the vise, I like the hammer. That drops. We'll come back and check. Now again, this might be a circle. You might do a handful of these. That's a tad big. That's a tad big. So we're just gonna come back and pinch one more time here. What I like about the hammer is you can be a little more specific about exactly where you're hitting. Just over. We're gonna make this one perfect. We're back to the 604 number. I bet it's gonna be just, oh, and it's perfect there. We got lucky. If I had to hit it with a hammer, I just use the Delron side. Let's do some light tapping. It's super loud. You might want hearing protection for that. Everybody in the shop hates it when I do that. But now we've got a mag that's pretty much there. So you recheck all your dimensions and you kind of work around that to get them where you want them. But plus or minus 5, the numbers we're running are pretty good. We've been running these for a year. And the 600 and the 560s proved out to be pretty true. If we get somebody who calls and says they're having a mag problem and they measure that, it's almost always that the mags have grown just a little bit. So an easy fix, tune them yourself or retune them yourself. This is the new Gen 2 bodies, which when tuned right work super well. And they work well with the STI followers and our overpowered springs or the Graham setups for extra capacity and no lockback.